Okay, Mr. Win. Let's look at what's going on with Mr. Win. Mr. Win's a fashion designer, and he expects accessories to have a life cycle of 2 years. He's carried out some R&D, and he's found some research, forgive me, and he's found a target selling price at 500. And expected sales of across we have 2 years, and then it'll stop. Profit margin, he's expecting profits of 45% on 500, on every unit, on every dress, if you like. And that, what is that? So 0.45 times 500 is 225. So he's expecting 225 pounds, which means that if he's expecting 225 and he's selling at 500, the expected cost is 275. It's 275. Great. So here we are. Now, and that's the first bit. Now let's jump into the next bit. I'll probably pause as I go along just to get my head around some of the material. It says here my material cost is currently costing 100. Okay, and all of the material in the original design were luxury material, but most of this can be replaced with low grade, costing 60%. Okay, however, some of the unique features can't be replaced, and these account for 25% of the current material cost. So if I split this £100 into 75 and 25, so this is still the luxury part. So this is the bit that can be replaced. And it says that the luxury bit, I can negotiate a 10% discount on that bit. So I'm going to still be costing 90% of this, and this bit here I can replace with cost 60% less. I'm still going to be including 40% of that bit, right? Because I'm saving 60%. I can find 60% cheaper and 10% cheaper, discounts if you like. So the question here is, what is therefore the cost of that? So let's find that out. 75 times 0.4, which is 30, and then 90% times 25, which is 22.5. Add the two together, and you have 52.5. So you have £52.50 for the first bit. Right, direct labor. It's telling us here the accessories require 40 minutes of direct labor. Right, costing £30 per hour. So the use of low grade will mean that the first unit will take 40, they become familiar. This will reduce to 30 minutes. And it says that he expects this to happen after 1,000 units. So his first 1,000 units will be at 40 minutes. And then the next 7,000 will be at 30 minutes. So I suppose you could just work out all the minutes, because all the minutes, in effect, because we need something averagey. So that's 40,000 minutes for the first 1,000 dresses, and that's 210,000 minutes, 21, and then 4 zeros for the next 7,000 dresses, which is 250,000 minutes for all the dresses. So I guess the question is, how long on average does it take to make one dress? So I'm going to divide that by 8,000. So 250,000 divided by 8,000 is 31.25 minutes. So 31.25 minutes to make one dress. And we are charging £30 an hour. So £30 for 60 minutes is what we're saying. So in effect, if 60 minutes is £30, what is 1 minute? Well, 1 minute is 30 over 60. And if 1 minute is £30 over 60, what is 31.25 minutes? So that's 31.25 times 30 over 60. In effect, which is just divided by 2, in effect, which is equal to 15.625. So your answer there is 15.625. I'm rounding to 2 decimals, so 15.63 is what's going on over there. Right, let's get the machining costs in. The machining cost, product expected to take 2 machine hours, costing £20 an hour. So each unit, 2 machines, £20 an hour. So that's 2 times 20, and that is 40. 2 times 20, and that's equal to 40. Right, great stuff. And then in terms of quality, it says here that it costs £40 to check a unit thoroughly to make sure it is an acceptable standard. But he's going to check every 20th unit, and they tell us this means 5% of the total output will be checked this way. So 5% of 8,000 5% of 8,000, 0.05 times 8,000 is equal to 5% is equal to 400. So the intention is to check 400 units. So 400 units will mean that a total cost of 400 times 40, which is equal to 16,000. So that's the total cost. But of course, we must spread that cost over all the units. And so 16,000 divided by 8,000 brings us to £2 per unit on average. Applying the same principle to remedial work here, it tells us the rate of reworks will be 15% of the total number of units. So 15% times 8,000. Let's do that. So 15% times 8,000, and that's 1,200. So we believe we will be doing a 15% of total units, which is that. And then the cost of each rework will be £40. I'm going to multiply that by 40, and I'm going to get 48,000. And then I'm going to divide that, of course, by the 8,000 units because I'm trying to get this average cost. And so I have £6 here. It says initial design costs were 400,000. I'm going to divide that by the 8,000 to find what that is. So 400,000 divided by 8,000 is 50. And then it says the sales and marketing across both years will be 1,000,000. So divide that 1,000,000 again by 8,000. And that's £125. 125. And what we have to do literally is now to add all of this together. So let's just do that. £52.50 plus £15.63 plus 40 plus 2 plus 6 plus 50 plus 125 is equal to £291.13. That's where we are, £291.13. And that's the first point. So this is our cost that we currently have. So let's see, we come back here. So the target cost per unit is 275. We need 275 as a target cost. So therefore there is a cost gap because currently looking at things, it's going to be 291.13. So subtract the 2. So you have a cost gap of £16.13 is your current cost gap. And this question really, in terms of value analysis, is really looking at the individual areas of our production process and seeing what we can do to amend things. So in terms of materials, again, it's just what can we do? How can we retain quality and or retain the value that the client wants is the point here, and still satisfy what the client wants. So I think, I mean, labor was a good one here. How do you go currently? Because currently, they're taking 40 minutes for the first 1,000. Maybe you can train them up or something and get them to do it below 30 minutes. So the question here is how we're just basically trying to be more efficient. How do we bring this below 5%? How do we reduce reworking and remedial work? Can we find alternative marketing and distribution channels? That's all we're really doing. Negotiate on similar quality, but maybe a lower, getting a discount, further discounts, or buying in bulk, something along those lines. And I think it's really the argument here. That if you do it like that, look at each individual one, to look for efficient ways to do things. Maybe, yeah, and that should manage that part of the question quite all right. Okay.